Can I actually sell my own properties, especially my land, my house, my jewelries, and other properties, and then use that money to start a new life in abroad? What will be the risk? And also, what should I know before making that big move to go to abroad? If you're thinking the same way as I do, then this video is for you. A lot of people, especially people from Africa, we always have that mindset. We all want to relocate to abroad, especially countries like the USA or UK or Canada. This is our mindset to relocate. But the big question is, where would they get the money? How will they sponsor their visa or plane tickets? This is where the big question comes. And this is where people started looking at their asset. What do they have? What do they have to sell? Some can look into their house. Maybe they've already built a house, then looking at how they can sell that house to sponsor their visa and as well as their plane tickets to go to abroad. Some can sell land, some can sell their jewelries, whatever properties they have, they can use that, sell it, get the money to sponsor their visa as well as their plane ticket. Because by selling your assets or properties, that's the fastest way to get money to sponsor your visa as well as your plane ticket to go to abroad. Yes, it is okay to sell your properties because it is your right. They are your properties, and then you can use that money to sponsor your traveling to abroad. But here is the question that you need to ask yourself. Imagine you sell all these properties and then you went to apply for your visa. Maybe they didn't give you a permanent residence, or maybe they even rejected your visa. What will you do? Or maybe you managed to go to abroad. You got your visa, you got your plane ticket, and now you got the opportunity. Now you are in abroad. And now the money that you came with all runs out. What will you do in that essence? Yes, I know there are jobs there, but what type of job will you do in order for you to earn that maximum money? Remember, you just came to abroad. Maybe you're not a skilled worker. When they say a skilled worker, somebody who has a degree or a certificate for a certain, like you have a skill for certain job. So, and if you're not a skilled worker, the only jobs that can be available for you, that is if you have the right to work, that's another question. If you have the right to work in that abroad that you are in. So the only job available for you, if you're not a skilled worker, are those minimum wage jobs. So let's look at overall, like you are in the UK. The minimum wage they are paying here for unskilled workers is between 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. So if you receive that payment, which is between, let me just say the maximum cap, which is 2,000 pounds. So in that 2,000 pounds, they are paying you as a salary. Your rent, you have to look at your rent bill. If you remove your rent bill, your gas bill, your water bill, your internet bill, your telephone bill, food is not there, clothing is not there, medication is not there. This is just the basic bills that we all pay here. What will remain? And if what is remaining, let me say for example, is 500. Remember, in this 500, you still have to eat. You have 1 month to spend on food, medication, and clothing. So you just tell me, how much will you save? Is there a way to save? And don't forget, maybe you have family back home that depend on you, that you have to send money every monthly, or you still have to sponsor your family back home. So you just tell me, how long are you going to save for you to build another house, that house that you sold in Africa? How long are you going to generate another income for you to build that house? Remember, maybe the time you build that house, calculate how much you spent to build that house that you sold to come to abroad. And then look at the cost of living now in abroad. and look at the prices we went through on your salary, and look at the bills we went through on your salary and what remains. How long will it take you to save this remaining for you to build another house again in Africa? Because the reason why I'm stressing on this, I saw a lot of people selling their house, selling your house back home to come to abroad. Really? I'm really depressed when I hear, because the reason why I'm making this video today, because I'm really frustrated, because I saw a lot of people that I've come across telling me, oh, I've sold everything to come to the UK. And now look at the UK life system. UK is a trap. Trust me, UK is a trap. Sometimes when you tell people who are back home, if you tell them, don't come to abroad, especially people who are doing really well. If you're doing well back home, you have a house, you have a business, you have some properties, why would you sell all those properties and leave that business to come to abroad? What for? I'm really stressed. I'm really stressed out. Honestly, it's really frustrating me seeing people selling their properties to come to abroad. Sometimes when you tell people, if you have a business, you have a house, you have some properties, stay back home. Continue with your business, continue with your project. You are even far better than people who are living in abroad, because you don't know what is in abroad. You don't know what we are enduring here. The trap that we are facing here, you don't know. When you tell people that, the answer they will answer you is, oh, you don't want us to come there. Look how, oh, you don't want us to come to abroad. You know, abroad is the land of opportunities. Abroad is a trap. It is a trap. People are struggling here. If you see people are making it today, if you ask them how long have they been in abroad, some of them will tell you not less than 20 years. It will take you more than 20 years before you can make it in abroad. And before you make it in abroad in that 20 years, it takes a lot of sacrifices. By tightening yourself, by budgeting yourself, by squeezing yourself. When you get your salary, you put some saving aside. You save. Some people will be in 2 or 3 or 4 different types of job. So you sacrifice your sleep. You sacrifice your health. Sometimes you will wake up in the morning, you feel like you don't want to go to work because your body is telling you, I don't feel well, I'm not going to work today. But you look at, if I miss today, I'll miss that money, and that money I need to put it on my budget. I need to put it on my savings, and that will make you get up from the bed. Abroad, we are dealing with timing. You wake up early in the morning. Let me say, some people wake up 4 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning to go to work, and they will be there until 10 p.m. at night. They come back home, shower, eat something, go to bed, sleep for maybe 3 hours. They are up again to go to work. That is the lifestyle we have here. By you selling that property, especially your house, I won't deny, you can sell land to come to abroad. That's okay. You can sell jewelries to come to abroad. That is okay. But selling your house, I know how hard, how difficult it takes to build that house, how much you spent, the headache, the stress, the frustration. And for you to just get up one day and sold that house, you said you want to come to abroad, to come and do more suffering. And it will take you more than 20 years before you can actually have the access to build another house back home. Some cannot even see the access to build back home. Because if you go through all these expenditures out of your salary, tell me, how long will it take you to save money? And I don't want to encourage you to say you can go for a loan, because that's what some people do. They go for a loan to go and build. And then you start having that loan now to pay. You have your bills at home, as well as you have a loan to pay for. And that loan will never end, because the interest rate that you're paying for that loan. If you take a loan of, let me say, £20,000, you are expecting to pay almost £40,000 for that loan because of the interest rate. So tell me, how long are you going to live like that? Just work, pay bills, save money, or pay your loan? Because why I'm stressing it, some people can say, oh, I will just come to abroad and I will stay here, I will just work, live my normal life. Think about your retirement. When you get into your 70s, 80s, where would you stay? Are you going to remain here in abroad? No, 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 no. I won't advise you that, because we've seen it. People have grown old here in their 70s, in their 80s, how they ended up in care homes where strange people are the one washing their bums. That is ridiculous. That I won't even wish that for anybody, to stay here on their 70s, 80s, to stay here in abroad when there is no life. So this is why I'm stressing, if you have a house back home, at least when you get to that retirement age, you can go there peacefully, restfully. People will look after you. That is your family and your friends. That is on your retirement age. And not just for your retirement age. Because when you're in the UK, you can't tell me that if you're in abroad, you will stay in abroad for a long period of time. You will never go back home. You will still go for visits. So where do you stay? Are you going to stay to your family property again? Or are you going to rent a hotel? That is more spending. But if you have your own home there, you have your own house that you already have there, it's a safe space for you as a holiday. It's a very safe space for you to go as a holiday, and it's less spending. It won't cost you more rather than to go and lodge in a hotel. You can lodge to families, but if you're not used to that lifestyle again, because when you are in abroad, as soon as you enter here, you live here for some time, your mentality now, the way you think, the way you mingle, the way you migrate with people is far different than when you were there before. Yes, you can be with family, but there are sometimes you just want your peace of mind. Because here is work, 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 work. When you go home, you just want to rest. So you've already used to that kind of lifestyle, to stay alone, because when you come home, you want to think straight, wash, go to bed, sleep, get ready again to go to work the next day. So when you go to Africa, you just want to rest. And to rest, you need that peace of mind. But if you have your own home, you go there, that is the only way you can get your peace of mind. So what I'm trying to emphasize here today, if you're trying to come to abroad, maybe you don't have the finance. You don't have the finance to come to abroad, yeah? You needed the money. And you have this house. Instead of you to sell your house, why don't you list it or rent it? Rent the house for certain, maybe for a whole year or even 2 years. You can rent your property. You can rent your house for a whole 2 years when you're coming to abroad. At least that money can also help you for your spending, for your visa, as well as your flight ticket. Or you can list it to the amount that you need for your visa or your plane ticket rather than selling your home. That is if you can't wait to save more money for you to travel. If you're desperate, you want to travel, instead of selling, rent or list it for certain time. At least you know that each time you come back home, there is a house there waiting for you. Because starting afresh to build a house is not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. If you're in abroad, it's not easy to save that money. Like I say, it will take you up to 20 years before you can have that opportunity. And that is not just on one job. You have to have a different source of income. When I say different source of income, you can either have 1 or 2 or 3 jobs, or you can have 1 job and then doing business aside, or you can have 2 jobs doing business aside, because you have to create multiple source of income before you can able to save money and then build a home. or build a house back home, but it's not easy. So if you have the house already back home, when you come here, it's just for you to work, save money. When you have enough money, I will encourage you, go back home and continue doing business, because abroad is a struggle now. Abroad is not the abroad we know before. Everywhere in abroad, it can be either America, UK, or Canada. It's not like the one you know before, where you come here, you make the money so easily and then you go back home. Now the system is hard. You have to work with sweat before you can make money. It's not easy. And think about, maybe when you come first, you still have to fight for your papers, your status, because that visa they gave you when you entered is not a permanent stay. You have to fight, you have to work very hard to renew your visa to extend your stay. So that is when I said it will take you up to 20 years. That is when you have your permanent stay, before you will be able to work multiple jobs to get money. So think twice. If you're planning to come to abroad, think twice before you sell that house. It's okay to sell the land, even as that. I will encourage to sell your land to come here, because by the time you sell that land, you come to abroad. Maybe in the future you want another land. That land, the price will have double or triple or even triple to the price that you sold it before. So think twice. Before you sell, think of either renting or listing your properties to come to abroad. At least you know you still got something back home. If abroad doesn't work for you, at least you know you've got something back home. And if you're doing well, you have a house, you have a property, you have a business that is sustainable for you, I will encourage you, don't come to abroad for greener pasture, or don't come to abroad you say you want for better life. Trust me, your life is more better there than people who are already living here in abroad. I would say come to abroad maybe as a visitor. Come and see how abroad is. That is, if you have the financial, if you are capable of that. Come to abroad, come and see how life is. Then if you're okay with that, then you can stay. But don't come here if you're okay back home. You have your business, you have your house, you have your properties, you have life is going well for you there. And then you want to leave that to come to abroad to come and struggle. I will advise you to think twice. I will advise you to think twice before you make the move, because abroad is not easy. It's hard here. We are suffering. We are struggling. We are living from one we are living from one debt to another. Let me tell you something. That's the secret of abroad. I'm being honest with you. That's the secret of abroad. We are living from one credit card to another credit card, from one loan to another loan. That is the lifestyle we are living here. If you want that type of lifestyle, it's okay. You can come and join us. I will give you an example. When one of my friends, when I was telling her, this is how abroad is, what she was telling me, oh, you don't want me to come to abroad, that's why you're giving me all this wrong advice. I look at you, the way you look, the way you present, you're living good and everything. Then I said, because everything you see here is on credit. She thought I'm joking, because me, I'm honest. I'll tell you how it is. Even this car I'm driving is on credit. So if you're okay with that, you come here, you work to pay for your credit bills, you pay for your loans, it's okay with you. You can come and find the lifestyle here. So when she came and then she saw the struggle, and then she said, oh, Mariette, I think I understand what you said before. This is true. I said, see, when I was telling you, you think I'm joking with you, but this is a secret. Some people keep it as a secret. I say, for me, it's not a secret. I'm telling the fact. I'm telling I'm telling my people the fact, the truth about abroad life. It's a struggle. It's a world of struggle. When you come here, you have to struggle. You have to live by either paycheck to paycheck, from credit card to credit card, from loan to loan for you to make it here. If you look at my video, if you look at this video here where I said UK is a trap, I think it speaks for all other countries such as the USA and Canada. They are all trap. Is a trap. Abroad is a trap. Go and check out on this video. It will tell you the 4 traps I observed since I was living in the UK, and I am still trapped. And I'm still trapped. So because of what I've seen, that's why I am advocating to those who are thinking of moving to abroad. Just be prepared. Be prepared yourself. If you have a property you're thinking of selling, think twice before you sell. So if you are thinking of selling your property, especially your house, let me know in the comments below. And if you find values on today's video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more of these tips to come your way, and hit the notification button on so that you will be notified for the next video. I'll see you on the next. Take care now. Love you all. Bye. Bye.